The year was 1989, and that's all you got. Please help me welcome Advanced Toastmaster leader, Jim Barber.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. My fellow Toastmasters are most welcome guests this evening. The year was 1989. That was a while ago for many of you. I'm not going to name names, but that was a while ago. It was a while ago for me as well. The world has changed since 1989. And it's really hard sometimes to appreciate that. In 1989, there was no internet. That means there was no email. If you wanted to write to somebody, you had to pull out a typewriter exactly. You had to write it out in longhand, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, take it to the post office or put it in the mailbox and hope that it got delivered a couple of days later. But that's not all. There were no smartphones. That meant that if somebody wanted to talk to you by the phone, we had phones. It wasn't crude. They had phones. They were attached to the wall. You could walk, maybe if you had a long cord, you could walk about 20 feet away from it. That was it. And the only thing that it could do was call. You could receive calls, you could send calls, nothing else. You couldn't take pictures, for example. Now, we had cameras, but they used something called film. You had to buy some film. You had to load the camera with the film. You shot the pictures. You had no idea if they worked. It was not unusual for the roll of film not to engage so that you didn't take any pictures at all. Or if you took some pictures, everybody had their eyes closed or they weren't smiling or something like that. And you don't know till a week later, after you've carried the film to the drugstore, gotten it processed at about 25 cents a picture now in today's dollars, and then you look at the pictures and you see if it came out or not. This was life in 1989. But it did other things. No YouTube. No YouTube. Think about that. Yeah, none. No Facebook. No social media at all. Nothing like that. I have to refer to my notes because this goes back a little ways. There were no electric vehicles. Hybrid, not a possibility. You drove a gas guzzler, that was it. East Germany. Germany was not a country. You had West Germany and you had East Germany. That was it. East Germany was communist. West Germany, you could not go back and forth between the two because of the Berlin Wall. The world has changed. Toastmasters has changed. I picked 1989 because that's the year that I joined Toastmasters. Yeah, I know. Yeah, whoa, whoa. Struck a chord there. Yeah, that was when I joined Toastmasters, and it was different. Imagine being EVP without Clubkeeper, because there was no internet. Imagine communicating with everybody in the club. Imagine sending the minutes out by mail, not by email. Imagine doing all of the things that you don't think anything about now. You had to do it manually. Speaking of manuals, we didn't have pathways. Now, some people will say, hey, that was a good thing, but they didn't have pathways. They had the manuals. You got your manual when you joined. You went through your manual a couple of pages at a time describing each project, and you worked your way through that manual before you would go to a different manual. Nothing online. And people were always losing their manuals or forgetting their manuals, and we'd have to get them a new one, that sort of thing. It was different. The EVP was completely different. The way the president ran the club, completely different. So many things have changed. There was of course, no WhatsApp to keep everybody in touch. You all got in touch by the phone. That was the only way that you could talk to people. That was it. At our meetings, Plantation Toastmasters at that time, about 10 people at a given meeting, about roughly this side of the room, that would be about it. Almost all male, almost all Caucasian. Very, very rarely would we have a Hispanic there. And having someone from Russia or something like that, just no way whatsoever that would happen. They were good people, they were very nice people, but I got to tell you something. After watching Sandra and Rebecca this evening, they would blow the speakers that we had then out of the water. Get someone giving an icebreaker in 1989, they generally did a very poor job. Now, we didn't tell them that, of course, but they did a poor job. What Sandra did this evening, there's no way. That would have been a speech number 5, speech number 7 out of the basic manual. No way that it would be an icebreaker. It has changed. But what has not changed is the spirit of the people coming to Toastmasters. Because everybody that comes to Plantation Toastmasters today, like they did in 1989, want to be a better speaker. They want to be a better person. They want to be a more effective speaker. They recognize the power of communications. And although the world has changed, there was no such thing as Zoom back then. There was no such thing as FaceTime. There was no way that you could talk on video. The world has changed. Presentation skills have changed. But the importance of presentation skills, if anything, has gotten more important. And the people that are here tonight are the people that recognize what Toastmasters can do for them, what Toastmasters can do for you. And I congratulate each and every one of you. And sometime people are going to look back and the year was 2025. Madam Toastmaster.